Many people are welcoming the warm, dry weather, but unfortunately, it's creating the perfect conditions for grass fires. Lloydminster crews were busy dousing a flare-up this afternoon. They were called out just before 2 o'clock to a location in the north end of Lloydminster. While attending that fire, another call came in which pulled several workers away. The second fire was located on 49th Avenue, downtown Lloydminster.
It's just a flower bed. I think someone threw a cigarette end into the peat moss and it coming up. But nothing serious here. The most serious one is north of town.
Officials are asking everyone to use extra caution to help the preventable fires from occurring.
All this dry grass, make sure you don't throw cigarette ends anywhere and be really, really careful. Even with trucks parked in the stubble and such like, it gets really hot underneath there. So make sure that you keep your eye on everything.
The Interval store provides used items for women trying to rebuild their lives and homes after an abusive relationship. It's a service that relies on donations. Unfortunately, thieves and vandals have been pilfering those donations. Robert Buffum has that story.
This is the site of an ongoing crime, a crime against a charity. It's the drop-off area for the Interval store.
We have some folks that like to make themselves at home and go through some of our donations, feeling that it is an open season.
Most mornings, volunteers here arrive to find items that have been dropped off and donated, strewn about, or even stolen.
Mahmoud Ashkar says he's often left with a big cleanup after looters.
About 2 or 3 hours. If I'm alone, maybe it will take about 3 hours sometime.
As well as selling donated items to the public, the Interval store also gives them to their women's shelter.
When we get donations, they are meant for the women and children at the shelter. So when they're ready to start their new, start their new beginning, we do provide them with whatever they need, whether that is couch, chairs, utensils, whichever.
The ongoing thefts have become irksome.
When we have to clean up in the mornings, it is disheartening to know that the donations that are meant for the Interval store and for the mums that are in need, we aren't always getting the total or the full donation.
Police say they're aware of the problem.
With the police upping their patrols in the area, perhaps we can catch the people who are doing this while they're actually doing it.
But staff here have a more simple solution. Only drop off donations during business hours.
That everyone, if the public or surrounding communities, could please bring their donations from Monday to Saturday from 8 o'clock to 3:30. That way we can ensure that the items that they intend to donate get inside the store and they are on the shelves and that the proceeds go towards where they're supposed to.
Robert Buffum, Newcap News.
After a year of raising funds in and around the border city, the United Way poured the money right back into the local community last night. Jack Haskins brings us the details from the organization's annual distribution night.
It was a full house Wednesday night as people from a wide spread of companies attended the event.
Well, it's special because we're giving away all the money that we've raised over the year, and it's great that we get to give it away to all of our member agencies. And really, when we do it at an event like this, we have the support of the community here with us.
The main focus of the evening was on the organizations that received funding from the United Way.
It gives us greater opportunity to, disperse all our core services in and around the Lloydminster area.
For many of these organizations, it would be nearly impossible to remain afloat if it wasn't for the generosity of companies like the United Way.
Every year that we receive money is a godsend, because we are a nonprofit and we depend on donations and government funding, and our board is a volunteer board and we have very limited staff.
It was a historic night for the Lloydminster United Way as a record amount of money was donated.
We beat our goal this year, so we raised $156,000, and this evening we'll be giving away just under $117,000 to our member agencies, which once again I'm very happy to say we are breaking a record in how much money we're actually giving away.
The remaining funds went towards covering the operating costs of the local chapter of the United Way. Jack Haskins, Newcap News.
Bagging groceries, working a till, and raking leaves are not usually part of a Mountie's job description. But now residents can bid to hire a local RCMP to work throughout the community in their Red Surge uniforms.
A minimum bid of $200 is to start, and as high as you want to go is what you're going to get for a Mountie. The highest bid will get the sergeant and the staff sergeant from our detachment, so it's kind of a 2-for-1 deal.
From May 24th to the 27th, local businesses and schools can put the officers up to work for up to 4 hours.
You can pick the day, you can pick the time, and you can pick what we're actually going to be doing in your business or at your school.
Just sitting there for you, but all of the money raised will go towards the Lloydminster Relay for Life.
We're doing what we can for basically what the Canadian Cancer Society has always provided. We're providing hope.
And the Mounties say this gives them a chance to try using their hidden talents.
I would like to be the weather girl for Newcap. It's been a dream of mine. Other than a Mountie, if I wasn't a Mountie, I would be a journalist, and I'd love to try doing the weather and giving Lloydminster their nightly forecast.
I've always fancied myself somebody who would look good on camera doing sports.
To bid on a Mountie, residents can email or call the city's communications officer with their name, number, and what they want to hire a Mountie for. Bids will be accepted until May 20th at midnight. Once again, prices for gas have jumped in the border city and across the nation. People are demanding answers. Well, that story and more after the break.